Hello, thank you, Jessica. It's an absolute honour to welcome you on behalf of the Australian Institute for Medicinal Cannabis to AIMC's inaugural Australian Symposium of Medical Cannabis Research. The AIMC is a not-for-profit open science research foundation that is dedicated to research and education in the field of medical cannabis. AIMC is very proud to have received the second medicinal cannabis research licence in Australia, for which agronomic research is already underway in southeast Queensland, with plans for expansion into regional Victoria. Australia's emerging cannabis industry has faced many setbacks since legislative changes came into effect in 2016. However, Australia's nascent medical cannabis industry is progressing rapidly, as demonstrated by the plethora of research projects and medical professionals becoming specialists in this space, many of which we are going to hear from today during the symposium. We still have a long way to go, but we must acknowledge just how far we have come in the last 4 years. AIMC is dedicated to collaborating, connecting, and promoting researchers and medical professionals from around Australia and the world to enable this emerging industry to reach its full potential and provide health and wellness opportunities for patients in need. We value the diversity of stakeholders in the Australian medicinal cannabis space as we all work together to remove the stigma surrounding this highly beneficial and therapeutic plant, increasing the body of rigorous scientific research, increasing doctor education, improving patient access, increasing product diversity, and working collaboratively to achieve better health outcomes for Australian patients. I would now like to hand over to Tommy Huppert, the CEO of Cannatrek, who is the event sponsor.
Thank you, Emily, for the introduction. Firstly, I would like to pay my respects to the traditional owners of the land where Cannatrek has been fortunate to plant its first cannabis seeds. I also wish to thank both the Greater Shepparton City Council, the Victorian state and federal governments for supporting the Cannatrek project. On behalf of Team Cannatrek, with its Seed to Patient mission, we are most grateful to support today's AIMC Symposium, showcasing the dedicated research undertaken in Australia since the 2016 Narcotics Drugs Amendment Act was legislated. I'm now very humbled to welcome all the panelists and presenters today and wish all registrants from far and wide a successful symposium. As Cannatrek CEO, my day job is mainly focused on managing Cannatrek's greenhouse and cultivation operations to ensure that the cannabis plants are happy and healthy. However, my real passion is in the evening when I read and hear of success stories from patients whose lives have changed for the better. Today's symposium really highlights the enormous efforts of our frontline healthcare professionals and passionate researchers, whose main goal is to provide a better quality of life for others, being their patients. It's just been over 3.5 years since Cannatrek received its cannabis research license from the Office of Drug Control, and we immediately dedicated that initial license for the Seed to Patient research, and the AIMC, Australian Institute for Medical Cannabis, was born. Today's symposium is the culmination of turning that dream into reality. Even though we have a long road to go, we have an excellent roadmap for the Australian industry to lead the world in both agronomic and medical research excellence. It's now my great privilege to introduce David Penington, Victorian of the Year 2014, accomplished doctor, academic, public health expert, and former Vice Chancellor of Melbourne University. And most pertinent to today's event, David was the catalyst behind the Victorian Law Reform Commission, which heralded the eventual removal of cannabis research prohibition. Today in Australia, cannabis research is flourishing with a full 8 hours of content ahead of us. David, on behalf of all of us here today, we thank you for planting that first seed titled Medicinal Cannabis, Time for Clear Thinking. May we all have continued strength, resolve, and more clear thinking to keep searching for the truth behind the cannabis plant. I now welcome David Penington to officially open the AIMC Australian Symposium of Medicinal Cannabis Research. David, you might have to unmute your microphone.
There we are. Are you able to hear me? Very good. Well, firstly, welcome to everybody who's watching wherever you are around Australia and even internationally. It's an important day. It seems a long time since I first published an article in the Medical Journal of Australia calling on medical profession to look closely at cannabis and its potential in all sorts of areas. And it seems to be a long time going through all the hoops that we have to navigate in order to reach the stage of being able to get Australian cannabis product on the track so that it will be able to be used within quite a limited time in treatment of a variety of different conditions. And we need to get trials done, and we need to navigate those various hurdles which are still there. But nonetheless, we're making progress, and it'll be wonderful to hear from a variety of people today as to what the opportunities now are and where we ought to be going. Thank you, and it's a great pleasure and honor to formally open today's conference. Thank you.